Good evening. I'm George Holt. I was born in England in 1830 and arrived here in Jacksonville some 30 years later. I'm credited with almost single-handedly building the brick version of Jacksonville. And I'm proud to say 150 years later, some of those buildings are still standing. They form our little National Historic District, and they attract many people every year. The frequent fires that raced through the old mining town that was then called Table Rock City made my brick buildings very popular. Let me tell you about the highlight of my years in Jacksonville. My wife and partner, Jeanne. She's an authentic French lady born in Bordeaux, France.
Oui, bonsoir, mes amis. I am the former Madame Jeanne DeRoboam. I came to this country around 1860 with my first husband, Monsieur Lanchier. That was when I was 40 years old, or was I just 30? For many years, with my second husband, Monsieur Lanchier, who was 11 years younger, I offered the most popular accommodations in Jacksonville at my Franco-American hotel and saloon. My hotel was considered notorious by some. All the best people stayed there, including George, who became my third husband.
For me, at least, it was love at first sight, but I had a hard time getting her attention. But after she told me about the magnificent hotel she wanted to build, brick, of course, all I had to do was tell her about my skills as a contractor and brickman, and we were married within a year.
Oh, Shelly, I knew you were the man for me immediately. Mais, do admit, for a long time I'd had dreams of a first-class brick hotel to replace my old wooden Franco-American hotel. Although, just before we were married, it was the old U.S. hotel on California Street that burned to the ground. After our marriage, George and I were able to purchase that still vacant U.S. hotel property from the banker, Monsieur Beekman. Then we could begin to build my dream. Ooh la la!
I cut and hauled a lot of stone for the foundation of that hotel, and I fired 300,000 bricks. It took a whole year to build the first story, and then there was the second story of that grand building.
Tout de suite, I planned the hotel's first celebration. Good food and fun for everyone. C'est magnifique.
And Jane found some very high-profile guests to fill the rooms and get things off to a fine start.
Oui, the president, Rutherford B. Hayes, and his wife, called Lemonade Lucy because she did not drink the spirits, were coming from California with their party that included Civil War hero, if you were a Northerner, General William Tecumseh Sherman. They planned to spend the night of September 27, 1880, at our new U.S. hotel.
Jane had to hustle to get all the rooms furnished and decorated for the president's visit. But of course she got it done.
Oui, Monsieur Beekman was master of ceremonies. He introduced the president and his party to the citizens of Jacksonville. Oh, their response was a little disappointing. You know, President Hayes was a Republican, and most in Jacksonville were Democrats then. Still, Monsieur Beekman earned high praise from General Sherman for a gathering far more pleasing than the usual formal ceremonies. Certainement. And I was ready to present my first bill for an overnight stay at our new hotel.
The story gets a little wild from here. The bill for food and lodging for every guest was $15 for the night. Now, the president's secretary was stumped. He paid the bill, of course, but not without first telling Jane, "Madam, we intended to stay the night, not to buy the hotel."
Au contraire, $15 was very fair for an afternoon reception, a gourmet supper, lovely new rooms, furnishings, fancy carpets, très chic. How was I to know the Palace Hotel in San Francisco asked only $6 per night? Besides, charging such distinguished guests so little would be disrespectful, no? Merci, mes amis. Au revoir.
Ha! What a woman! What a life we had together here in Jacksonville. But I'm sad to have to tell you that in a few short years, Jane's health failed. I tried to take care of her at her home at the U.S. Hotel, but she died in 1884. I didn't know what to do, so I worked harder than ever. And another fire raced through the town and gave me the opportunity to build 3 new bricks, 2 for merchants, Kubli and Ryan, and then there was the Redmond's Hall. In a few years, I moved to Montague, a little town near Wairika in California, where I bought a brickyard, and my days in Jacksonville were done.